Welcome everyone. Today I have a new Meta Knights game for Dota autochess. So let's have a look at the demonstration of this particular special Knights build. It's multiple rampages, and yes, this is one of the best Knights build I've discovered in the new season for 2026, and it is incredibly powerful. Look at all the rampages. It is pretty incredible, and the Luna becomes a raid boss. So let's have a look at this particular guide. And same as usual, let's start with the starting of the game. You can see the available of the legendary units and also available pool of relics. For this particular build, we don't need anything particular for the legendaries. It'll be nice to have Oni Knight, and it'll be nice to have Troll Warlord, but it's not the biggest factor. In terms of the pool of relics, it'd be nice to have the Forge for a better, better crafting of items, but again, that is not needed. So nothing too special at the early stage of the game. I am keeping some trolls in case I want to go for knights, but the biggest factor for the actual build is after round 3. So the only item that I need to get this build going is actually a special tier 2 item, and this is the telescope. So yes, this is gonna be a telescope Luna build. So unfortunately I didn't see the telescope and I sold all my trolls, then I rerolled into a telescope. Now I kinda wish I had my trolls back. So again, saving for 10 gold means I'm getting 1 interest. Now, why do I need the telescope is that I'm trying to get 2 telescope. 1 telescope on the Luna, 1 telescope on as a unit. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. You can see in the early stage of the game, we're pretty much running a losing streak and we will continue to lose. And the goal is to build up a lot of economy. And after finding my priest and also putting down 1 panda, this is pretty much me maxing the economy. If you want to be a bit safer, not need to put down the panda because you might have accidentally winning the fight instead of losing against other priest. So fast forwarding a little bit, you can see I have been getting all the trolls as much as I can, and coming over to round 10, this is something that is a little risky. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any 2-star troll and I couldn't find any 2-star knights. So I'm literally using the 4 level 1 units and hoping they can defeat the golems. Don't be as risky as me over here for round 10 because sometimes there's a small ING that you get stoned and you might lose. But fortunately, in terms of the fight, we just barely beat the monsters. You can see if the Bat Rider didn't survive on like 1/10 of a health, we would have lost. So avoid that particular greediness. So in terms of the knights, the rapture is good, but what I'm really hoping for is to protect my losing streak, which later I made a small mistake. Well, I'll try to explain to you guys. You're trying to keep all the trolls over here, and that means all the 4 basic trolls, Shadow Shaman, Witch Doctor, and also Bat Rider, and also the I think that's how, and also Witch Doctor. So all the 4 trolls and the 2 knights we're looking for, and let me hold down a little bit, let's come back over here. The knights we're looking for is Bat Rider, Chaos Knight, and also Luna. Those are the units we're trying to get to 3-star, with the primary focus of Luna. Now, there is a chance that you might not be able to find all the units, but the priority will be focused on getting the Luna and also Chaos Knight to 2-star. And then Bat Rider, and then maybe the Dazzle. Now, there's a small chance someone else is also playing Knights. It happened to me in another high rank game, so I'll attach that replay a little bit at the end of the video to talk about that. If someone else is also playing Knight, what should you do? But basically, we're not leveling up, we're just saving up as much economy as we can, and we're waiting for round 15. Once you get to round 15, you'll be rolling for your 3-star trolls and also Knights. Because round 15 you can have the discount, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit to round 15, and this is when the magic happens, pretty much. Usually I save up over 70 or 80 gold by round 15, and I have not been leveling up. Automatically I get to level 5, which gives me the best rates for the lower tier units. And getting the units ready for the Wolves round, and then we start rolling. So, in terms of rolling priorities again, you do not need a 3-star Shadow Shaman. This is the weakest 3-star, and sometimes you might get into the trap in getting too many Shadow Shaman, and I've accidentally bought too many Shadow Demon, which I don't need anymore. Now, over here, again, to get all the trolls, Dazzle is actually quite good. If you can get a 3-star Dazzle, that might prolong your battles and also prolong your fights. Again, it's quite straightforward. in terms of 3-star rolling, having a greater economy and also banning out the warriors in early stage of the game helps me in maximizing my rolls. So ban out the warriors and then wait for round 15 for the discounts to start rolling with lots of economy. Now, banning out the warriors means that you might not be able to find the troll warlord, not only the troll warlord but also the Husker. And that is okay, because not finding the Husker in this stage is fine, because we don't have enough spots, and also I guess we don't have enough possibilities to fill up the Husker and don't have the room on the board for the Husker yet. Having 2 knights and also 4 trolls at this stage is actually quite powerful and should help us stop losing. So I think the rolling part, most of you have done rolling knights before and you might think it's quite boring. The fun part comes in again is when you find the second telescope. Now over here I did make a small mistake. So notice I was greedy, I wasn't sure when I'm gonna win. I want to use my certainty loop once I start winning, but accidentally I won and I clicked the certainty loop too late, so I lost my 11 losing streak. And now I clicked it, it's actually 1 winning streak. So that was a huge mistake, and that lost me a lot of economy. So that is okay. I guess to show you guys you can't have the perfect combinations. And here you might have noticed I am starting to overflow my board. I do want to take a brief moment to talk about the actual rolling process. Is that sometimes when you overflow the board and you're not finding anything, this is the most scary part. And notice I sold the Shadow Shamans and I decided to stop at this stage. So one crucial part about this build is finding your second telescope. If you're not finding it, getting Sliver and then re-rolling Sliver into the telescope is also possible. So not finding it, I'm going to re-roll and I keep re-rolling until I find the telescope. If you find the telescope before round 25 or 30, that is when this build really comes alive. But if you do not find the telescope, the Knight's build will fall off dramatically after round 30. So you need 2 telescopes. Again, my economy is kind of damaged simply because of the telescope, and here I missed the Chaos Knight because I was a little distracted, to be honest. So not the perfect rolling, but you see the gist of the ideas. Missing 1 more Luna now. And again, the economy is damaged because I actually made the mistake with the certainty loop. So looking at the other players that I'm facing, we have humans and also mages, we have the kobolds, which can be a little concerning, and we have the potential Earth Spirit, and lots of mages, lots of humans. So mages and humans are very popular, and I do have plans to work on a build like that, but it is quite straightforward to get 6 humans, 9 mages, and then 5 dragons. There's a build that counters them perfectly, which I want to share with you guys very soon as well. Now, get to round 20. So what I want to show you guys is the biggest factor is every round I'm trying to re-roll into the 2-star, tier 2 item telescope. I need to find the telescope as soon as I can. Because after finding my knights, not finding the telescope will mean that we'll be in trouble after round 25. So firstly, we start rolling. Finally got Luna to 3-star, but keep in mind, at this stage, getting a 3-star unit is not gonna be the win or end all. I'm trying to get 3-star units so that we can survive long enough for the actual synergy with the Luna. Unfortunately, I went really deep over here, trying to find the final Chaos Knight, which I did. And I tried to level up, not counting how much economy I had, so I also made a mistake over here. So I did not get to level 6. I was hoping to get level 6 to get all my trolls done. Now again, it is tempting to get Mask of Madness, which is great on the Luna, but in reality guys, if you find the telescope and not finding the telescope, it is a huge difference. So what I recommend over here is keep randoming until you find the telescope. Because if you find the telescope, the game suddenly becomes a different game. And yes, it took me a little longer this time. To round 21 I have not found the telescope, but thankfully finding the 3-star knights means that I have a potential of beating other players, getting some economy back, and then sustain my health. Because I have been running a losing streak, so my health isn't the greatest. I do have 8 tangles, but that is not gonna be the major factor. And also I have a certainty loop, that means I have a potential to get 1 more tier 2 item. You could also downgrade tier 3 items, but I kinda want to avoid that, because that means overall you'll lose additional item crafting for the futures for purple and also legendary items, which will become a crucial factor for the build. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit, because right now you only see the actual knights. So my opponents, one of the gods is getting a 2-star Zeus, a 3-star Earth Spirit that's about to become a 6 Shaman, and here we have 6 humans and also humans. The Warlock isn't going to be a factor over here. Now, round 25. So I have collected a number of items. The goal is to reroll those items into tier 2 telescopes. I keep saying that, but you will see very soon the reason behind it. Even reroll that into a tier 2. Not finding telescope, we have to keep going. So yes. Over here, I literally downgraded a tier 3 item into a tier 2 item. So I want to show you guys over here. If you do not select any tier 3 item and you select the cross over here, you could downgrade the tier 3 item into another tier 2 item instead of rerolling a tier 3 item. The goal is to have as much chance for a telescope as I can, and if I do not find it, I'll be in huge trouble. But this is why I keep trying to reroll for telescopes, and unfortunately, on round 26 we did not find telescope. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit until we get to round 30. So, round 30, same as before, we need to find telescopes. Very unfortunate, I also found the Mask of Madness, but I could not find the telescope. So, getting all the items, we're gonna start rerolling again. Yeah, I'm also putting the items properly. Actually, did we already find the telescope? Maybe we already did. Let me have a look over here. We already did. That is a little bit too fast forward. Okay. I think I might have already found it. So, coming back to the replays. After some searching, after multiple searching, I was able to obtain one of the tier 2 relics from the certainty loop, and on round 27 is when I found the telescope. So here is the major game changer for the build. So this is a 2 telescope lunar knight build. If you do not find telescope by round 30, well, you're in big trouble. But if you do find the telescope, then it's time to really becomes a different stage of the build. So now our focus is to get the synergy going with the wizards to get 4 trolls and also 4 knights, and then we can go into 6 trolls and also 6 knights. We can also go into Nagas, we can go into elves, we can go into multiple synergies with warlocks, so the opportunity is unlimited, or availability is unlimited. So what does the telescope do? It gives Luna 200 default attack range, but it also provides her with increasing physical damage per distance traveled of her projectiles, which can be very powerful. Unfortunately, right after getting my telescope, I was faced with the shamans. The 6 shamans with a 3-star troll berserker right in front of me wasn't the greatest time. So now my focus is to get the synergies going. 4 trolls and also 4 knights is gonna be quite powerful. Getting the stronger version of the knights with only knight and troll warlord will be preferable. But look at the Luna, look at her damage, and look at how fast and so how wide her projectile is. It's incredibly high damage with the telescope. A tier 2 unit Luna at 3-star is now pretty much a tier 4, tier 5 unit if you use her correctly with the right items. So now that we have found our Luna, the next goal is to find her some really strong tier 5 and also tier 4 items. So here I'll be rolling for tier 5 item, and it is tempting to get Divine Rapier, guys, and I have tried builds before that Divine Rapier just destroy 99% of the game, but if you lose with Divine Rapier, then you pretty much lost the game, because the item will be given to your opponent. So usually I go with a default with Datalist and anything that's like allows Luna to lifesteal. So let's have a look at the fights with Luna with Datalist. Now, this is not the final stage of the form. I have found my crucial item, and now I can craft a lot of high tier purple and also tier 5 items. Luna's damage is superb. Now I just need to keep her alive, and then she will just melt down the whole board. Look at the rampages that start to rank up, and easily she deals close to 10,000 damage at this early stage of the Thank you. Let's fast forward a little bit. I think right now, in terms of positioning, there isn't any huge changes, and also I'm just biding my time for higher levels, and then trying to get more synergies with 6 knights and also 6 trolls. The biggest factor here is finding the right neutral item after you found 2 telescopes. So what we want is a bit of attack speed, we want Mantis style that can provide Luna with 2 illusions, and then we want the attack speed. Now, finding the Aegis is a huge factor at this stage of the game, because my Luna is the strongest unit. If she have 2 lives, even better, and BKB does help dramatically against the mages. So, restock the items, reroll items. I went for Satanic so that she can be more sustainable. It's also okay to go with Assault Cuirass on the Chaos Knight, but at the moment I don't think it's the best choice because I want everything to be on the Luna. Let's have a look at the fights. And things get a little crazy at this stage of the game. Because we haven't talked about the other players, they are actually getting some very crazy builds. So, very soon you get to see what they're cooking. Now the Luna's damage and also the range of the attacks is incredible. Here, she can get defeated, and especially against the Cobalt player, which have reached a huge maximum capacity. Now my goal is to get to level 10. Once we get to level 10, we can then put down my knights and also put down my trolls. Unfortunate, we couldn't get the synergies going at this stage of the game, because we don't have enough gold, I think. Did I? I think I might have enough gold. Let's have a look. Yep, we got close to enough gold for level 10, but probably should wait a little bit because I still have the life. So, position your Luna to the bottom of the side. I have the Bat Rider and also Chaos Knight, 2 of my strongest knights in front of her to be tanking most of the damage, and also other units are here to bait projectiles and also AoE crowd control spells. Luna in the corner deals the highest damage, and the physical damage with Dataless is incredibly high. Yes, she's getting stunned, she's getting crowd controlled, and I might actually lose this fight, but the focus is the ability to survive. Look at her damage and look at the sustain. This is Luna in action, literally one-man army and killed the entire team. And with Aegis, she got to do this again, but unfortunately she was stunned to death without BKB. Finally, getting my synergies going and to level 10. Now the final setup is to get 4 trolls if we can, but I have not found the final troll. But you can see, Luna's damage and also potential is really high, and I think at this stage I should be unbeatable unless something bizarre happens, which will happen very soon. So this is not the final version of the fight. You can see the fight still lasts for ages, and one of the reasons behind it is you might see this Morphling to be a strong, very strong Morphling, because I believe he has reached a 3-star Morphling. Yeah, this is a 3-star Morphling with huge amount of damage and also higher stats than Luna. And the fight gets even more interesting. So currently I'm going for the 4 knights, and also I have an elf down. Having the elves give us more evasion for the Luna. And you gotta see the other player, this is the Cobalt player that summons huge amount of units, which we're very good at clearing those out. It looks incredible, right? So this is Luna in action, and if you do have the data list and the right items, Luna becomes a machine. She's pretty much a range spin. And even though like she doesn't do pure damage, she's doing about 20,000, 30,000 damage per round. It's a huge amount of damage, which is incredible. Now, fast forwarding a little bit to the neutral round. Again, I'm hoping for something like the Mantis style, which will give Luna more sustainability in terms of tanking up with illusions, if possible. Let's see what we get. I don't think I got anything particular, so whatever spare items I have goes on the Chaos Knight and also the Bat Rider. So, 3-star Morphling again. Now, unfortunately for him, he didn't find the right damage item for the Morphling. But having the Elemental means that I can be stoned very easily, and this is a concerning part for me. So notice Luna is attacking them and getting stoned, but her damage is incredible. So now we have a 3-star Morphling on the table, which is a very good single target damage against us. But Chaos Knight on the other hand deals some really good pure damage. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I think we defeated, so eventually the 3-star Morphling player was defeated, and that's a sign of relief because I believe I can take down the actual mage, and I have already planned for the mage. Oh, was it the mage? Actually, I don't think he was he a mage? Let's have a look. So once he dies, let's have a look over here. So yes, I actually forgot. I thought it was a Cobalt player. The Cobalt player actually died. So after defeating the 3-star Morphling, we're now facing 5 dragons and also 6 mages. And there's also a bit of Cobalt with his Arc Warden. Now, one thing is, you might think the mages should be easy for me, which at this stage it is still easy with my BKB. But something's gonna happen with that Spectre. That's a small teaser. Let's have a look at the fights. So, mages are no joke, especially with the Dragon Mage. Luckily, because we have BKB and also we outrange them dramatically, and that is the huge factor. But you can still see, my board gets wiped within 5 seconds, and it's all the Luna that's available. So this is when Satanic becomes pretty important. Allows me to do a few attacks, and then come back with a few more attacks, and then pretty much one-man army and defeat him with only 1 unit. I'm getting hexed as well. So I want to show you guys what we got for the neutral items, because right now the neutral items are the most important things in the round, and for me the synergies has swapped over to 4 chores. And finding Mantis Style is a huge factor, because my Luna is super strong, and this pretty much duplicates my items onto the illusions. And of course, against the mages, I went for 4 Nagas and also 6 chores. So high damage and also more magic resist. And also the Drum of Endurance can go on to the Bat Rider to give us more auras. Now we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Let's see what the mages have been cooking. So this is the double illusion Luna. Let's have a look at the damage. It gets incredible. So now we have 3 blades curving around on the map. So within 5 seconds, their team got wiped. So this is when Luna reaches maximum capacity. We have defeated a 3-star Morphling. Now, we're about to fight a new 3-star. I'll show you guys over here. So the new 3-star we're facing up is going to be a 3-star Spectre. I don't think he got to the Spectre to 3-star yet, but very soon he will. But before that, we're going to do some nice cleaving. I think, excuse me, I think he might have got the Spectre, right? I wasn't checking the actual demonstrations. But before that, yes, before the 3-star Spectre becomes available, I am unstoppable. And you can see the build, how amazing it is. Oh yes, look at all the IOs he's been preparing. So this is the concerning factor that I wasn't aware of. Round 50 with Aegis. Now Aegis is a great item. Don't reroll out of Aegis, and usually I give it to the Chaos Knight. So we're gonna adjust a little bit, nothing too special, get the chores going, have the Aegis on the Chaos Knight. Okay, now we're facing a 3-star Spectre. I said a little too early, this is the 3-star Spectre with dragons. He took away the mages because he thought I was countering him with the Nagas, but now it's pure Spectres. And the Spectre does have Battle Fury, so take clips up illusions like no tomorrow. And yes, even though my Luna is strong, the Spectre is a 3-star legendary, right, with the right items. There's have Battle Fury, have Manchuria, and yeah, we got cleared up. So now the question is, how do you beat a 3-star Spectre? Well, there's ways to do that. So, excuse me. Firstly, we're going to adjust our units a little bit. And I want to get the Medusa going, and the Medusa can be a factor that stones enemies. And also, the Luna's illusions will protect the Medusa, the Bat Rider, and also everything behind us. And finally, switching the board is important, because I don't want the Spectre to be catching me off guard, so switching the side over here might give us the upper edge. Let's have a look. Excuse me. So, you can see the Medusa, Bat Rider is protected over here. And yes, unlike before that we got wiped out too quickly, this time with a different board adjustment, I was able to crit him down. So here is a small tip for the late game. Sometimes switching the board like 180 to the other side may be a game-changing factor. And also other times you should see the reason you switch behind it. Sometimes to avoid the Ricky Cloud, other times to avoid a massive stun. Now we're getting over to the final form. I'm gonna give all the items to the Medusa and also Chaos Knight, and also protect the Medusa. Medusa is gonna be my final layer of protection, which can be the stunning factor. And again, I'm checking if he's actually switching his board. If he's not switching his board, then I don't have to switch. Hiding in the corner. So Spectre is gonna focus on the side, on the Husker side, while my side will try to clear down the rest of the enemies, as you can see over here. Quite important. Luna did get stoned, but the additional layer of the Medusa stoning is what helps us to prevent him overwhelming the Luna over here. And you can see, unfortunately, on the other side, it did not happen as planned. So he actually won the other side. So we're going back and forth to round 54 now, which is one of the highest rounds I've been compared to the previous swing game. I was surprised this game actually lasted this long. So over here, I decided to switch the board again. Again, you can use the lineup box and also switch the synergies quickly over here. Now the reason we're switching behind over here is I want to see if I can potentially snipe down the Spectre when he teleports in. Because he teleports in, he's actually vulnerable, and he did not keep Aegis on the Spectre. This is his hugest mistake. So not having Aegis on the Spectre means that if I can take down the Spectre in the first round, like what you saw over here, he doesn't come back again. And my Chaos Knight and also Luna will just destroy the rest of the enemies. Because the mages don't do much against us after Spectre dies. And that is the fight. We didn't even have to use Aegis, right? So, what I'll do is I'll attach this full replay for you guys to have a look of how the fights progress in each stage of the game. Because the major focus in the early game is finding 2 telescopes, the later focus in the game is finding the other tier 4, tier 5 item for the Luna. It will take you a little bit time and also luck to get used to. And what I also do is I also have another Luna game. I call it this Contested Knights, because I want to attach this to show you guys there is another player playing Knights, and it took me forever to roll into my 3-star units, and he took all the 3-star trolls. So this is the alternative version if you are contested what to do at this stage. I found the telescope quite early on this round, and this is what allows me to survive all the way to the later stage of the game, waiting for the other Knight player to die, and then completing my 3-star Luna. Now I did not win this game simply because I was too behind in terms of economy and not finding the right units early enough because I'm very contested. But I want to show you guys what happens if you're contested and your method of approach, how do you ban the orcs, and also how do you focus on getting the 3-star, the tier 2 3-star knights instead of going for the trolls. He went for the trolls, and I want to show you guys, do we get to see the actual... When do we get to see the tab? But he went for the trolls, I went for the knights, and of course I end up surviving longer than him because I found the 2 telescopes and also I have the 3-star knights. And that is to show you guys what happens when you are contested with the knights. Usually I don't recommend playing the knights if you're too contested because that just gives yourself a bad time. And also the other player is going to lose as well. But, you know, it happens, so I want to show you guys another replay attached after this particular part.
It changes nothing. My spirit returns to...
This day belongs to us!
There's a price on all.
When your ice is nice.
How brave for you. This
Ice is
one's on
nice.
me.
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
With bones and spells I come.
My spirit returns to flesh.
Salamene.
Monster kill! This one's on me.
My bones mend.
Shadow Demon. Some eyes. Shadow Demon. Rah!
In the sun.
So brave.
My spirit returns to flesh.
With bones and
Shadow Demon. Rah!
My
In the sur.
with bones. There's no taming me.
So brave for you.
my
My bo
In the sur.
So brave.
with bones and
my
there's no taming me.
my
A new.
With bones.
my spirit
Eyes.
With bones.
In the sur.
now.
My spirit.
Hell yeah!
From my shadow.
My spirit.
I shall profane their lands with my hoofbeats.
My spirit returns to flesh.
shenanigans.
It's Commander President.
shadow guide, I bear a message of death for my enemies.
Thanks.
This one's on me.
A little mischief never killed anyone.
Its commander trusts into you.
Time to save the world. Again.
Siren rises from the deeps.
Out of sight.
The Dawn Star rises.
I bring an end to magic.
Thanks.
Nightcrawler.
I bring an end to magic.
From the deeps, I rise. Tusker!
Time to save the world. Again.
Your god
Nightcrawler.
Zet is the self, and the self is Zet.
No Slytherin may fail.
Stronger sacrifice.
When I was beautiful, I never knew what I was missing.
Tusker!
Nightcrawler. Dark Reef Rising.
The dusk is always ready for a fight.
Try to outsmart me and you'll just end up smarting. My spirit.
With bones and spells I come.
In the service of Salamene. Night Silver is safe once more.
My bones mend.
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
Ice is nice.
In the service of Salamene.
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
Triple kill!
My spirit returns to flesh.
No grave for you. Bradwood.
There's no taming me!
My spirit returns to flesh.
With bones and spells I come. There are none who cannot be mimicked. With bones. My bones there are none who cannot be mimicked. There's no
Thanks.
Hell yeah! There are none who cannot be mimicked.
In the service of Salamene.
With bones and there's no
In the service of Salamene. A new moon. In the circle.
Death now. Death now.
I shall profane their lands with my oaths.
for shenanigans?
Time to save the world. Again.
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
I ride with the light.
to save the world.
Mereska has arrived.
In the service of Salamene. Thanks.
for you.